shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together, cause it keeps getting better. Whoa, whoa, walk through life and move ahead to your destination. Shine so bright, be the light of a new creation.
Welcome, Claire Malone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to coming to Apt115.
Thank
How
you
is
for having
everything?
me. Good. Everything is good.
Did
Busy.
you manage to find us? It's quite hard.
I know, it's like a maze coming in outside underneath all those lovely buildings.
I know. I find it very difficult to explain to everyone how to.
It must be hard when you're coming home drunk.
Yeah, it didn't happen in a
the taxi
while.
man.
No.
No.
That way. But yeah, no, I'm getting there now. I'm getting better with the directions anyway. Claire, you recently posted on Facebook something about 7 unusual things, or not really unusual things that people don't necessarily know
Oh
about.
yeah, that they don't know about me.
It was the thing on Facebook a couple of days ago. Everybody was doing it,
Yeah.
really. But I know you quite a bit, and I was taken aback. I was surprised.
Really?
I really didn't know. Few things you mentioned there, and I will quote you here. I traveled the world back and forth for nearly 9 years with the stars from the Commitments.
Well, you knew that.
Well, I knew that, okay. Supported the Black Eyed Peas,
Yeah.
Arrested Development, to name a few. Sang backing vocals with the legend Mr. Ben E. King. Had lunch with all the senators of America and Mr. George W. Bush, and then performed. Fascinating.
Yeah.
When did that happen? When was that?
I left the Stars and the Commitments 4 years ago, about 4.5 years ago. And I had spent about 8.5 years on the road with them, touring all over the world. So we would have done America, God, twice a year in all different states for like a month at a time or whatever.
But you weren't in the Commitments.
No, I
as
wasn't in
such.
the Commitments movie. So basically, when the movie happened, it broke box office records all over the world, and it did so well that they continued. And the band, they wanted to continue. People were like wondering, is it actually a band that's there? Yeah. So the lads went out and they started a band basically. Now some of the cast didn't do it, but a few of them did, and they went out as the Stars from the Commitments. So they got like Irish singers, like soul singers involved.
Was it an audition or something you went to?
There was singers already in it, obviously, for years. And then I was working in the Gaiety Theatre at the time, in the box office, when I was like 22. And I got a call asking me, or saying to me that from this guy, saying, I heard that you can recommend a lot of singers. Can you pass on some numbers to me? We're doing these auditions for the Commitments. And I had only got back from LA that year. And my plan was to go back to LA to act. So, and I'd been doing lots of ABBA gigs, ABBA-esque and ABBA Gold and ABBA Originals and all these different ABBA bands. So I was saving my money to go back to LA. That was my plan. So they rang me and they said, look, we're doing auditions tomorrow. Can you give us a few names of people? And will you not come down yourself? And I said, it's not really going to interest me, to be honest with you. I'm going to LA. I'm going to be an actress. And so he said, come on down. So I did. I went down very unprepared. I think I actually read the lyrics.
Sometimes the best way to do it, right?
I was very unprepared, yeah.
But not even that. Probably the fact you were relaxed a bit more because you didn't really think you were going to get it.
But when I went in, I didn't realise it was the people from the real Commitments. So I just thought this was like a tribute thing. Because I've been doing like ABBA tributes for years and stuff. So when I went in, I was like, he was in the movie. Oh my, and so was he. And I recognised their faces then. And but I think I actually read off a sheet the lyrics, which was very unprofessional. But whatever.
But you got it.
Yeah, and I was the only person that they asked back that day. So we went out.
So that's how everything started, really.
That's how it all started. They brought me outside And they said, look, like, because I was only young, they were like, how would your family feel? How would your parents feel about you going off? And I had this whole thing of going off touring. Like, I had heard all these stories, and I was thinking that we're going to be on a bus, like, lying up against the window, like asleep
Sleeping.
on these overnights and all. But no, it wasn't like that at all. It was very cool, and big tour buses. And but anyway, I got offered the gig, and that was my ending. How I ended up finishing from the Gaiety Theatre, which I loved, and I was there for like probably 7.5 years with the Gaiety. And so that's how I left. And a week later, I had breakfast in Dallas, lunch in Chicago, and dinner in Winnipeg in one day.
Wow.
And that was the beginning.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And what's the story with the presidents? How did you perform for them?
I had been touring back and forth, and then every Patrick's Day, the American president invites an Irish act to perform for them while they're having their lunch. And they invite all the senators of America, and like lots of different acts have done it. So we were invited. So they put us up in a really cool, it was a really cool hotel not far from where they were based. But we only had about 2 hours sleep because we had been gigging the night before. So we'd gone straight in, and because we were still trying to wind down from a gig, and we're trying to go to sleep then, and then it was like we're back up and straight over, and it was amazing. But I was really hyper, and I stood at the door, whatever way I was standing chatting to people, it was like I was almost a host. So every senator was walking in going, hi, how are you? And I was like, hi, how's it going? You know, welcome and all this. And I'm literally welcoming every single senator into the room. So I stood chatting with them for ages, and the band are like cracking up laughing.
What a wonderful memories, huh?
But it was so funny. Yeah, we had great fun. And then we all had lunch, and then we got up and performed. So it was like Bertie Ahern was there as well at the time, which was the Irish Prime Minister at the time. And so we're all lined up or whatever, and all the cameras had to get out of the room. There was nobody allowed to stay, only the senators and the president and the minister. And so George Bush was like, he's over here like, you know, tapping away, just literally beside me, like, and all the senators. And we're just like having the crack, you know, and we sang 3 or 4 songs. And then as we were getting up to leave, George Bush just jumped out of his seat, and he's like coming after us. Hey, come back here. I got to get a picture with you guys. And it was like, he just stood in front of me. And out of all the celebrities I've met, and I've met tons, he's the only person that I was like completely starstruck. I was like, he was standing like this, and I'm like, like
you
literally,
don't really know what to say.
I was like, my name is Claire, and we got a great picture of I have George Bush on this arm, I have Bertie Ahern on this arm. I got right in the middle, and the band all coming around. So it's great. It's framed in my dad's living room.
So the years of traveling ended, and you were back in Ireland. The dreams of moving to LA, I believe, were all gone at that stage. Or...
Yeah, I mean, obviously the opportunity was amazing, and I travelled the whole world, which was fantastic. I always had LA in the background because acting, that was just my passion, and that's what I really wanted. Music completely took over though. Like it just took over from when I was a kid, and I never intended to be a singer. It really just happened. But I was very, very lucky, and like, you know, I've got paid to travel the whole world and to sing, and I was very lucky.
So, but that's always the transition. When you're very busy, you're traveling the world, and it's really unbelievable, exciting, and you're back in Dublin.
Yes.
And what Claire Malone did next?
I have a band called Gossip. So it's like it's a wedding corporate band. But like the band I'm really proud of the band. It's a really good band, and the guys are really talented. So I'm out promoting that all the time. We're busy with that. Like I took over the band really a year ago off my management. So I've really been pushing that myself, and I love it. And I'm as I said, I'm very proud of it. So I'm doing that.
Do you feel fulfilled doing that, or there is always something else on the back of it?
Always something else going on when it comes to me. Like I have loads of things going on. I mean, I have my hands in everything. I have my company. Yeah. I'm like Del Boy. I have my hen and stag party company. Mm-hmm. Well, my party planning company really, which is hens, stags, corporate nights.
Yeah. And
so what else? So I look after people on nights out all over Ireland and, mainly in Dublin, but I've just branched out now all over Ireland. So I love doing that. I started that 6 years ago, and that was because, Ireland was in this recession, and I'm very lucky from music, and I knew a lot of people on the social scene. So a lot of my friends, either they owned or they ran bars, clubs, restaurants, venues, whatever. And I was sick of people constantly asking me to put them on the guest list.
You might
everywhere.
as well make money on it.
So I was like, I'm going to make a business out of this.
Absolutely.
And then I did. And I went around to all my friends and I said, let's create revenue for everybody here.
But there's another 2 or 3 different bits you are doing. And the only reason I'm mentioning this is because I want to ask you how really, I've tried this before, how do you manage to do it all by yourself? Because I know you run all those businesses by yourself. Like, what your day is looking like? Like, it's extremely inspiring for any woman that would like to, have their own business. You run 5.
Yeah, I work for 5, I own 3. When you just really want something, and like, I don't want to have to ever depend on anybody. I just want to look after myself. And in the future, if I have a family or whatever, like I just want to like be able to be comfortable and look after myself. And like, obviously being like self-employed and all, like, it's not like you're in a company with a pension and all that. Like, you have to work. Yeah. So I don't want to be sitting around broke. I want to be out working. And like, some days it could be very quiet, but like, I always try and keep myself busy. If something is quiet, I'll make sure I'm inside a centre. There's a centre in town called the Ashton Centre where I volunteer as a singing teacher. So like, I'm constantly doing something because I don't want to be sitting around doing nothing.
Well, you're by far probably the best. Like, I don't know anybody as good as you in networking. So this is something I actually would like to ask you as well. The whole social media, Facebook, Twitter, networking, how crucial that is for your business? Is it, did it change the way you would do things? Do you think you rely on it quite a lot?
Well, not like, it's always good. It's good to see people busy, and I love putting up about where I'm gigging. I need people to see that you're busy, and I want people to see that I'm busy, which I am. Mm-hmm. But, it's good for people to see that. And then,
but with the Facebook, you see, we're just talking because it's so current right now, and I can see every time that anybody opens a business, the first thing it's setting up a Facebook page, setting up a Twitter page. Do you think even till now, because it's been going for years, is it still very important to have that? Is it driving your business?
Social media is probably one of the best things to do nowadays for advertising and marketing, because, well, obviously you can pay for your ads on Facebook and Twitter and all that, but I mean, advertising is so expensive. Like, I've spent a fortune on advertising when I could have put something free up on Facebook and gotten the same reaction. Yeah. And it's free. Whereas you could go and spend a couple of grand somewhere, it's crazy the prices that some companies are charging, but like, I try and do a little bit of advertising over here with like some of the wedding companies, and then, I'll market myself on Facebook as much as I can with my pages, with my music page, Claire Malone, Create Your Night, and Gossip Band.
Yeah. So you're very busy. We know that. We established that now by now.
And also, I don't have children and I'm not married, so.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, do you find time for private life at all? Because it is quite hard, especially when you are a woman. A busy women always struggle with trying to find the time for personal life.
I mean, everybody knows, I think at this stage I do enjoy socialising, but I tend to drive a lot. I know some people would think I'm out on the lash all the time, but I'm actually not. I tend to drive an awful lot as well. But like, you get invited to things, and it's kind of good to show your face.
I'm talking more about like boyfriend.
Okay. No.
Personal life. What's Claire like? What is Claire looking for?
What am I looking for? What in a man?
Yeah.
I'm not looking for a man. I don't need no man. I like chilling out, and I like movies, and I don't know what to say to you about any guys, because there's no guys, so.
We have to find you.
I know, yeah. So no. I'm very happy actually just being on my own at the moment, because like I'm busy doing things, and I like the fact that I don't have someone ringing going, where are you? What are you doing? Like all that, you know. I kind of like that.
And your dad is very important too, isn't he?
He's the number one man.
He is the man.
Yeah. Dad is great. Yeah, like I mean, I spend a lot of time with my dad, and I try and help him as much. He was sick last year, so I'm trying to help him as much as I can, just to be fully on the road to recovery. And like they're the types of things that I've been focusing on, really, you know. And
so what next? Or just carrying on, or is there a new project there somewhere that we don't know about yet?
You know what? There's a film coming up. Now I'm not even going to say anything else about it actually, because it's only in the last few days that I got cast for something.
Anyway. Okay.
Yes, I got cast for something in the last few days. But I'm still.
So when do you think we're gonna know something a bit more?
I don't even know. I'm going to meet them this weekend.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I want to be the first one to know.
Okay.
Claire, thanks a million. It was absolutely fantastic to have you around, and I see you soon. I see you out and about.
Yes.
I'm deciding I'm going to start going out more.
Good. We miss you on the social scene.
Good. I miss you guys too. Thank you.